You know when I was kidding about not hitting the record button?
You got to be fucking kidding me, dude.
I literally am not kidding right now. I'm looking at it right now, and the record button was not on.
Dude, that was fucking like an hour and 40 minutes.
That sucks. Ah!
I think this is the last episode of The Bottomless Fault.
This is the last episode of the Bottomless Fault.
We found the bottom.
Welcome back, everybody. We are back in the Bottomless Vault, and my name is Andy Beccaro, and I am joined by my co-host Jared Susney. What's up, man?
Just enjoying this fine mid-fall blustery afternoon.
It's getting cold out there. It's getting cold down here, so we are indoors, and what better thing to do is talk about Magic. We haven't been on for a while. We had a good run.
I was actually just trying
episodes.
to blow leaves out in my yard before I came in to do this, and as I was blowing them, the wind was just blowing them all
blowing
right
them
back in
back.
the direction. I was like, fuck this, I'm going inside.
You're cleaning one corner, and the other three corners are getting all messed up.
It was worthless.
That's awesome.
Anyway,
Can't fight nature.
We're inside and we're back.
Anyway, we have some stuff to talk about. We wanted to focus in on YetiCon 4, which we had the privilege of both going to. We went to last year. We had a great time. Jared Miller puts on a great show out there.
Jared number one. He'll always be number one.
Jared number one. He puts on a great tournament, and it's a great city. Flights aren't bad, at least from where I am. And
again, I'm United, so I got absolutely blasted. I don't remember. I think it was like $650 one way.
That's probably
no. Both ways was like $650. But it's fucking United at Newark. You can't escape it. Everyone else in the country has options. Us in the tri-state area.
Yeah, I'm stuck with Frontier. I just have to live with the delays, but not pay much for the tickets itself. But
sure.
We eventually got there. I got there a day early, apparently, because I forgot that I booked my flight a few months prior to the event, and the deal was great. I don't know. It must have been like $100 or something, less than $100. And I booked it to get in Thursday. I didn't realize that until maybe a week before I was going to the event. And I booked an Airbnb for Friday, so I didn't have anywhere to stay. But luckily, Jared opened up his doors, and I got to crash at his place. Awesome
the host
time.
With the most.
The host with the most. So shout out to him. I kind of got to see the background to all the work that gets done, and he just does so much work, man. It's like
a bunch of the Yetis. I mean, like the core Yeti crew is pretty tight, and like Denver's pretty. It's not like a huge city, so like there was a bunch of those guys over there that night. Were you guys like Cuban or something like that, or?
No, we didn't cube. I got there at like 12:30 in the after midnight, and
okay.
People were already playing their own games. There were some like California guys were there, and they were playing sorcery.
Oh,
I know. Yetis, some of them like to play sorcery. There's also, people don't know, is YetiCon also has a sorcery event.
It does. I think we mentioned it on Pod One.
So that's not what we were there for. But they were playing some sorcery. They were playing some Magic. I met some guys, some people I haven't met before. Jammed some games real quick. There was WW. There was wrestling in the background. Drinks were had. Met his dogs.
The longer I'm in old school, I'm realizing that the overlap of Magic players and people that fucking love wrestling, there's like it's a serious Venn diagram.
Yeah. I mean, I've been known to watch a wrestling match in my youth, but that was a long, long time ago. I don't really watch it
I have a
anymore.
hard
But
time even envisioning you sitting down and watching two men in leotards roll around with each other, and you getting any kind of level of amusement out of that.
yeah, I don't know what I was doing when I was young. I used to watch this stuff, but now I don't know what.
That's because
There's
it
no
was
entertainment value to me
it was
right now.
it was awesome back then. I don't I kind of don't understand why people like have such an enthusiasm for it now. But
But hey, uh,
sure, to each his own. They play sorcery, they watch wrestling, you know, whatever.
nobody's
They're
perfect.
great to know it's nobody's perfect.
I got in some games. I spent the night there, and then I booked the Airbnb for the following day on Friday. It was you, me, the original Yeti,
The
Joe
original Yeti.
Nash, Grant Munger, his friend from Cali, and our very own Rich Arvalo of recent tournament victory fame,
Team Trios victory.
and top 16 at LobsterCon. He was there as well, so kind of talked him into going last minute.
Nice.
Good thing he came.
Oh yeah, that's right. Didn't oh yeah, because Nimzo bailed. So yeah, it was kind of cool that Ricardo decided to join us. He couldn't resist. He couldn't resist being sandwich a Susney Baccaro sandwich.
Being trolled for the weekend. It's great.
All weekend.
All weekend. I decided to what can we talk about? I mean, the Airbnb was good. It was cool. It was nearby. No complaints there.
Apart from the very suspect, let's spend as little money as possible at home goods decor. Andy also didn't tell us that we could not check in until 3 p.m. So like
Well,
me,
that's obvious. Who comes
dude,
in and
it's not
checks in at
obvious.
11
Sometimes
in
you
the
can check in
morning?
at fucking 11. I don't even want to hear that noise. But anyway, like me, Joe, and Graham all got in around the same time and took the train into town. And then we got there at like 11:30 ish. And like Joe put the code and walks in the house. And like there's some lady and she's like, hello. And Joe's like, oh, I'm sorry, I never supposed to be here. She's like, check-ins at 3 p.m. And the weird part was like I didn't know there was a person actually in the house because it sounded like she was like talking through an intercom or like maybe it was a robot or something.
Oh, they're
But
probably
anyway,
watching. Yeah.
yeah, we had to go ahead and walk to the venue
Yeah. Uh,
with
but it
all our
wasn't far. It's
stuff.
like
We'd have
20
all our
minutes.
stuff the whole time.
It was a nice walk. It was brisk, good Denver weather.
It was quite nice that day actually.
I
So
was
anyway,
coming in from
you
I was
were
coming in from Atlanta. I decided to represent Atlanta, the Atlanta Lords of Atlantis, and play Merfolk. I recently we both listened to recent podcast Eric Martin's This Old Deck, and it mentioned Merfolk, and I had been wanting to play Merfolk for a little while. Just kind of played in a tournament and stuff. So I play stats a little bit with some color combinations and kind of landed on keeping it mono blue.
You also recently just finished your playset of Beta Lord of Atlantis, right? So I'm sure
Yes,
you were
yes,
itching to put those into play.
yes. Shout out to Tales of Adventure. Mike hooked me up with the four beta the four
Michael, when you
beta
listen,
Lords of Atlantis in one spot. So easy.
give
Easy.
us a sponsor, give us a little promo code.
Yeah.
We'll sell you tens of cards.
We can be bought easily. But in all seriousness, he's a great guy, easy to work with. And they have a
Absolutely.
lot of old school stuff in addition to all other stuff, but they're everywhere. So I wanted to use them. I sleeved them up and I brought the deck. We had gone over the deck, Jared and MI online. I think before I left the night before, maybe on Wednesday
Yeah,
or
we
Thursday,
did some webcam
and I showed
brainstorming
them
after
I showed you guys what I was playing, and you guys
yeah,
kind of
poo pooed it.
poo pooed it and changed it all up.
Well,
And
you weren't dead set on after going through the color combos, how it was kind of panning out for you, like with the inconsistencies with the various colors. So
Mm.
I think the tweak we made that night at least was adding the black vices.
It definitely had a direction. So I wanted to go aggro
Yeah.
and set the tone. So we went with the Black Vice theme. I'm gonna put a pic of my deck here,
You
just so you guys can
he's
see.
gonna put it, and for the non-viewers, I'll go ahead and read off Andy's mono blue merfolk list. So we have 4 Lord of Atlantis, 4 River Merfolk, 4 Vidalian Knights, 2 Dance of Many, 2 Clone, 4 Black Vice, 3 Counterspell, 2 Relic Barrier, 2 Psionic Blast, 2 Magical Hack, 1 Hercules Recall, 1 Aelpile, Black Lotus, Mox Sapphire, Chaos Orb, Time Walk, Time Twister, Ancestral Recall, Maze of Ith, 3 Strip Mine, 2 Mishra's Factory, 2 Svelunite Temple, 15 Basic Island with a sideboard of 2 City in a Bottle, 2 Blue Elemental Blast, 2 Field of Dreams, 1 Invoke Prejudice, 1 Stasis, 1 Winter Orb, 1 Maze of Ith, 2 Hercules Recall, 1 Phantasmal Terrain, 1 Acid Rain, love to see it, and 1 more Aeolipile. So I think we should mention, Andy, what the format for the YetiCon 4 was.
Yes. So this was a
So
special. I mean, obviously the Mountain Yetis are 3/4 eroded, which I think is at every Yeti event,
all YetiCon events, yes.
and you can use up to 4 strip mines. But after the first strip mine, for every strip mine you put into your deck, you have to either take out a Mind Twist, an Ancestral, or a Library of Alexandria.
So the format is called Gentlemen's Strip Club, as in, gentlemen's removing Mind Twist and
In
library, and then it
exchange
adds in,
for
then it adds in the monocle. So you could swap those cards out for a strip mine, but those cards can't be swapped to the sideboard. They can't be in the deck at all. So if you opt for the strip mine, then those cards are not in your 75.
right. So I went without the Mind Twist. I was going mono blue, and I don't think the Library of Alexandria is a great fit here. If anything, maybe in the sideboard, but it's kind of the aggro plan. So I went without that. Put 2 extra strip mines in and kind of put the pressure on. This is far from an optimized list. Like we did that. We changed it up the night 2 nights before, and
Yeah.
then I think the night before we were all kind of talking about other cards. Rich, you and I were talking about other cards to add and
We
take out.
literally spent like an hour and a half the night before the main event trying to like pound out like 2 of Andy's main, or maybe 1 main deck spot, and then like 4 sideboard cards. I think when we were talking with Am
I
I earlier, we wound up putting the Field of Dreams in the sideboard because like if you see an abyss that you can't counter, like you're just screwed. and
yeah
and then adding the black vices to the main deck, which
yeah
goes nicely with the relic barriers and the 3 strip mines.
yeah. Like I don't wanna go too much into the deck tech and the thought process here,
Sure.
because
You don't feel like
like I
it's fully
mentioned
realized.
before, we listened to Eric Martin's podcast, and
Yes.
he spent a very thorough 12 seconds
12 seconds.
talking about Merfolk
with
with
with with with,
Jeremy Chen,
with Jeremy Chen, yeah.
and they I don't think they touched on everything that Merfolk has to offer and the options that you have.
Well,
I may be
Eric,
making this up. Don't quote me on this.
Eric, listen, Eric explicitly said, and I'm fairly sure I'm quoting this verbatim: there are no good merfolk in Fallen Empires,
End
which
quote.
is
Period. Hard
end
stop.
quote, which is patently ridiculous. Like the best
The
merfolk apart
best
from Lord of
Merfolk in
Atlantis.
Fallen Empires.
Yeah,
If
yeah,
we
yeah.
get that quote wrong, apologies. But
I, I'm,
that's what we heard. And so after listening to that podcast, I was kind of left with the taste in my mouth. Like, wait, what? So we reached out to Eric, and hopefully we will get another podcast episode where we kind of
Yeah, I'll
delve
do
a
a
little deeper
crossover pod.
into Merfolk.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get Jeremy, and he's got a lot of experience with this. He was there that night when I came to Jared's house, and I showed him my deck list, and he smiled and he was like, "All right," and he looked at
He
me
wanted
and
to know. He wanted to know how many Merfolk of the Pearl
yeah,
Trident you
I
had.
yeah that was the first question, and he's always I guess he always wants to see every Merfolk in the deck, but I think the Merfolk of the Pro Trident are patently bad.
Jeremy contests that it is not a Merfolk deck if it doesn't include at least one copy of Merfolk of the Pearl Trident, and
Yeah,
I understand that viewpoint from an aesthetic perspective. Although it is bad. Although, it is a one drop, but also like in your specific deck, you're playing black vices and strip mines and that kind of thing. So uh maybe not the best maybe not the best option given what else you were doing. I am kind of surprised, Andy, that you didn't lean a little bit harder into the Ayala piles with the Vidalian Knights, given their first striking capability.
yeah. This is one of the cards that I didn't have initially, and it was a good addition because I played a lot of mono black decks at the tournament, which is probably a punt on our end because this is the most metal tournament on the Magic the Gathering old school scene. So a lot of people are going to be playing black, but
Yeah.
uh, I didn't have any Elio piles going to Denver. You guys lent me some, and I probably should have played some more, or at least played one in the main deck.
You did. You did.
You know what
You did. You
happened?
did. You did have one in the main.
No, I more in the main deck. Maybe
Yeah,
another
yeah,
one.
yeah. I think you could have gone to like even like three, like
I think what
personally.
happened here,
Yeah,
and I went 3-3, which is average, but
that's pretty good.
it's fine. But what happened is I tuned this deck, and I knew this was going to happen because I play tested this against Rich, who was on Shops, and I said, "Man, now I'm going to have to tune my deck to Shops, and nobody's going to be playing Shops at this tournament,
Right, except for
and I'm
Rich.
going to end up losing." And what did I do? I'm playing Relic Barriers main deck. I'm playing Hercule's Recall main deck. I'm playing all this stuff in the sideboard versus the Shops. If I played against the Shops deck, I would have been real comfortable, but
Right.
nothing. So
Yeah, yeah,
all these like just staring at a Hercule's Recall playing against mono black deck in your for game one is just like the
To
worst.
to be fair, Andy, also like confirmation bias. I do believe there were a lot more shops lists in the room at the last YetiCon, whether or not that factored in or not. But
Yeah,
given this, the long summer of Swedish is now over and people are back to Atlantic, they want to
everybody's
be able to, they want to bust out those 4 workshops again. But surprisingly, if I recall correctly, the only 2 workshops in the room were Rich and Sisters of the Flame and Chris Skidmore, who they both did pretty terribly with shops. Surprisingly, I think there were two and 3 wins. Rich got 3 and Chris got 2, which is kind of surprising. But
yeah. All of the
black is pretty
people,
good.
everybody at our house got 3-3 except for Graham. He ended up 4-2.
Graham got 4 and 2. We were all
And
pretty tight.
everybody was just in the middle.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about that later. In terms of Merfolk and stuff, it was a cool.
We'll save it for the crossover pod, Eric. Hopefully we can get Jeremy on as well and have a real consortium.
Yeah,
because there's a lot to talk about when it comes to the fish.
yeah. I can honestly say real quick. I guess the All Stars are the Knights. The Voldalian Knights are great, super relevant, even if they don't have an island. The first strike is super relevant. Blocking those hypnotic specters is great, and also Magical Hack was a champ. It's not really a great card in and of its own, but just as a terms of denial, I had the one match I want to talk about is my round 1 matchup, which I got paired up against Graham, roommate Graham Unger, round 1. I knew what he was on. And we could pull that up.
Yeah, yeah,
he's on mono red goblins,
yeah.
which
So
he's a fan
so
of. I understand.
so Graham's a Goblins fanatic a little bit, and I will say I'd first met him at the airport with Joe, and then we were kind of chatting on the train, and he told me he was playing Goblins, and I didn't he didn't actually show me his list at that time, but then I saw it later. So like he obviously has invested a fair amount into this because he has awesome like full art altered, like very very classy, like full sets of Goblin LaFlarg, Mons Goblin Raiders, Goblin Bloom Brigade, and like I'll say like this Goblin Bloom Brigade, if we wind up posting it, like the full art Goblin Bloom Brigade set he has is probably the coolest full art card I've ever seen. It's like it's with the borders removed, and like it looks so cool with the color scheme and everything. But anyway, I
We got to
will.
send him 3 more Ron Spencer goblin grenades though.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah,
other
yeah.
than
Well,
that,
I'll do the list rundown real quick. Very, very elegant goblins list. So we have 4 lightning bolt, 4 chain lightning, 4 black vice, 4 goblin grenade of disparate art, as Andy has mentioned. 4 goblins of the Flarg, 4 Mons Goblin Raiders, 4 Goblin Bloom Brigade, 3 Goblin King, 4 Iron Claw Orcs, 4 Ball Lightning, Black Lotus, Mox Ruby, Wheel of Fortune. If I remember correctly, 17 Basic Mountains, 1 Hammerheim, and then a sideboard of 3 Detonate, 1 Shatterstorm, Chaos Orb in the sideboard, sure, 2 Fireball, 2 Goblin Caves, love to see it, beef them up in the back, 1 Gauntlet of Might, 3 Blood Moon, and just for the Gipper, a Miser's Goblin Wizard, which he also has full art altered.
so I knew what he was on. I met him at the table, the assigned table, and I smiled and I was like, "This is going to be a classic matchup: Merfolk versus goblins. This is like a coin toss here. Whoever goes first, obviously, is the favorite. You could probably say that he's the favorite game one without sideboard. So we sat down, we rolled. He ended up winning the roll and proceeded to trash me like game one. It was like over so fast. I didn't
Yeah.
really do anything. And so game two, I sideboard in some stuff. I decide he's the aggressor. I'm not going to fight him for that. I kind of take out my vices and all that stuff and put in some better cards. I stabilized about mid game and ended up pulling it out.
Yeah.
And then game
Well,
three,
Graham's sideboard does not a whole lot against you, apart from maybe the fireballs, right? Like Blood Moon's dead, Gauntlet of Might. I mean, maybe he brings in Gauntlet of Might, but like the
yeah, maybe
detonate.
Chaos Orb game two since it's going to
Well,
be a little slower.
yeah, I still question the Cast Orb in the sideboard. Like he's got 4 main deck Iron Claw Orcs. Like I think he unless he's just an absolute whore for consistency. Like I'm pretty sure
Oh,
he could have
that's
cut
true.
an
No, I
Iron Claw
doubt it.
Orc.
I'm sure he's fine.
I'm sure he's
I'm
fine.
sure he's fine. I think he just wants game one pedal to the metal. I don't care what you do. I'm going to kill you as fast as I can.
Iron Claw
Kind of
Orcs
game one.
sucks. Would you rather top deck Iron Claw Orcs or Chaos Orb? I don't care where you're trying to put the
I don't know.
bill.
I'm trying to argue it, but
Yeah.
the last game, I'm trying to remember all the details, but suffice to say, I think he mulliganed or somebody mulliganed, and he decided to keep. I had a decent hand. I had some land. I had a magical hack in my opening hand. I had some merfolk, and I knew that he was running really light on lands. He's got like 16ish
18 total. He's
eight,
got
16 to
17
18
mountains.
land is
Yeah.
he's running really tight on land, so I
And
figured
he,
that
he also he also elected, even with the Black Vices, to completely eschew the strip mines entirely. He has no strip
right. Well, he
mines.
has ball lightning, so it's
Yeah,
tough.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
Sure.
if I can just give him off three red mana, I'm in good shape. So he goes land lotus, goblin king, and goblin balloon brigade.
Brutal.
Turn one on the play. I was like, oh, this sucks. So he comes in, he attacks twice. I find myself down to 12 mana. I play my stuff. After he passes that first turn, I hack his mountain,
No, no.
and he, even though he's attacking, he doesn't play any more mana sources. So he's kind of choked up on mana. So I'm slowly building up. I got some knights out to block. I'm. It gets to
Yeah,
the point where
with just two twos on the board, like that doesn't put you in a bad spot.
right, and so I'm down to about 7, and there comes a point where I think I have a knight, I have a Lord of Atlantis, and I have a clone in my hand. He has the worst case scenario for me. He has a balloon brigade. I can tap out for the clone, not being able to block the balloon brigade. He can then he can attack back, hit me down to 6 with his flyer, and maybe he draws a red source or something for a goblin grenade, putting me at 1. So there's no way that he can kill me, at least from what I see on the board.
Or if he's got a bolt in hand and then top decks a bolt. I mean,
Right.
there's
But
many there's many ways in that situation for him
but
to.
but
to,
I'm
to
I'm 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 like wasting time here, right?
yeah,
Like every draw he gets is me dying.
yeah.
So if I don't do anything at that point, what am I doing? So I tap out for the clone. I island walk him for 7 damage. He puts him down to 13. He goes to his turn. Well, he ends up putting me down to like 1, doing exactly what I said, and before, and then he goes to top deck where he has to get any sort of red source or something, and he says, I didn't want this to end. I didn't want this to end this way. I'm thinking, oh my god. He taps out Wheel of Fortune.
The old Pat Sajak.
Oh my god. I'm like, oh my god. So now he's dead next turn because I have 13 damage on the board, and he draws his 7, and he looks at it and he's like, well, that sucked. And he shows me, and it's like ball lightning, goblin, a whole bunch of stuff. And he has a chain lightning, but no other red mana source.
No, right.
And so I kill him on the next turn. It was super close.
It's we always talk about cheaty mana bases in old school, but to see a mono colored player cheat mountains, and like I get it when your deck is like mono 1-drops basically, but when you want to cast those ball lightnings, you
got it. Yeah.
So that early hack essentially won you the game.
Yeah, there was another hack later on in the tournament. I think it was like round 5 or 6, where I hacked my opponent's only mountain. He was playing red blue. I hacked his only mountain, and he had nothing but like mountain yetis and all these other red cards in his hand. He never drew it. And Merfolk is, I think hack is great. It's got a little mana denial. When you draw those lords, it seems like it's an amazing deck, and it does so much damage so fast. But I don't know. We'll talk about it later. That was the one story that I wanted to mention, which was fun.
This also given this was kind of like a new brainchild format of Jared #1, which fellow Sisters of Flame Seth and Ron Caroni said is a dumb format because there's no reason to ever give up Ancestral Mind Twist or Library for a strip mine, but like at the same time it becomes difficult to test for, right? Because it doesn't have the consistency of Atlantic or like EC. So like you playing against a 1-strip deck versus a 4-strip deck are 2 very different propositions, right? So it's like it's kind of tough in that regard to really build for. Like you can think about that, but which is why it's still interesting to me that Graham had 18 lands in his deck. But
the guy has a lot of.
He went 4-2 on the day, so obviously I fucked up.
He doesn't
right
have that many. Like his stuff doesn't cost much. He's got a lot of. To take one of your terms, his dude velocity is up there.
Yeah. And in testing the day before, I think we found that your dude velocity was perhaps a little bit lacking at times with only 16 dudes.
I need to increase that, and maybe I should have committed. Maybe I didn't commit hard enough, but we'll get into the dude velocity.
Back to you theory. Playing maybe 2 copies of Merfolk of the Pearl Trident.
maybe that's the answer. I don't know. Got to play test it. All right. That was kind of my experience in terms of my deck. Should we talk about what you played? I mean, yeah, let's talk about it.
Um, yeah, sure. I mean,
I mean, you
no
did
one
win
hates me.
Spice. You won Spice.
I
Not
won
top Spice, but you won a
no,
Spice
not
award.
top. I won Ass Spice Prize, which I have in mind for every event. I'm never trying
Do you have
to
it
win.
there? Do you have
I'm
your
always trying to
prize?
win. Oh, of course, yes.
Look at
So
this. Look at this for
I
the
think I wound up
listeners.
fourth pick, but I got myself a nice. Let me try to
Little
get the glare off.
altered mana vortex there. Very
Nice,
nice.
actually, with the YetiCon 4 stamp, which is just
Yeah.
absolutely metal and cool as hell. I stamped a bunch of my AAA cards with these. Um, so anyway, yeah. So I had the past winter derby. I played a deck with 4 archaeologists, and I kind of pun intended dug that. So I I actually had no idea what I wanted to play, like literally a couple days before the event. So I'd sent Andy a couple lists. One was the one I wanted to play, and the other one was given what we were talking about, like a mono black list, but it was like not like stockish, like hippie, paralyzed him dot deck. It was like bog rates and evil presences and that kind of thing. And then Andy said, don't play that. So the list I settled on, I called 8 Nerd, which when I posted this in Guild House, Tim Atwood said the deck is super cool, but the deck name is S tier. So it was nice to get props for that. But anyway, my deck is 5 basic island, 5 basic plains, 4 tundra, 2 city of brass, 4 Mishra's factory, Black Lotus, Mox Sapphire, Mox Pearl, Mox Jet, Soul Ring, 3 Aeolipile, Pile, 1 Chaos Orb, 3 Mana Vaults, 1 Ancestral Recall, 1 Time Walk, 1 Mana Drain, 1 Transmute Artifact, 4 Sage of Latnam, 4 Juggernaut, 4 Triskelion, 4 Argivian Archaeologist, 3 Disenchant, 1 Divine Offering, 4 Swords to Plowshares, and I messed this up again. I put my 61st card is an extra plane, so I have 6 planes. Then my sideboard, I didn't really think I could like bolster the deck very much, so I went with like kind of a half Transformo sideboard. So my sideboard is 2 Copy Artifact, 1 Muhammadi Jinn, 4 Serendib Efreet, 1 Disenchant, 1 Divine Offering, 2 Karma, 2 Moat, and 2 Sarah Angels. And that actually wound up being a pretty good choice for the sideboard plan because and I actually I only got O2'd once on the day. I got at least 1 game win. I also went 3-3, but the sideboard plan was kind of cool because if I pivot into the dibs and the Sarahs with the moats, like then like game 3 I can kind of do like a lot of different stuff where like it becomes harder to like sideboard against, and I kind of found that to be true. I think I might have gotten lucky with some of my draws on the day, but that's old school Magic for you. But
Yeah, I like this deck because it's got a lot of targets to kill your creatures. The creatures that should die right away, like the
yeah,
archaeologists, the sages. You don't want them living long,
yeah,
and
yeah,
so the opponent has to pick,
yeah,
good
and
ones.
it was usually the archaeologist that was getting trashed on site, which also let my sages do a lot of work. Um, so Sage was really good. There's and like there was a lot of times where like he was buying me time or buying me cards, and then I would be able to stick an archaeologist after them having to like bolt like a couple juggernauts or something like that, and then I would get like a mox in the graveyard with the sage, and then be able to pull it back on their end step, with the archaeologist, draw a card off a sage. So it was a pretty fun engine. And like when I got it, I only got it online with the chaos orb once against the mono green deck, and he obviously had no spot removal. So he's like, "How good are you at orb flips?" And I was like, "Good
Good
enough to wipe
enough.
your board
All right,
up."
let's go to game 2.
So that was a bit later on. But actually my first match was against Aaron Curtis, who actually got 5 wins on the day. I think I was his only loss. Actually, I played him first round. I think I was the only person he lost to. And then game 2, match 2, I played against Jeff Watkins, who was another Spice winner, and we'll take a look at his deck a little bit later on. But he was playing the aforementioned Mountain Yeti at 3-4, and so like Jeff goes a couple turns, and like I think it's like turn 3, and he plays an Ashnod's Transmigrant, which is a card I've been playing a lot recently
Mm-hmm.
in a bunch of different decks. And I was like, fist pound, dude, that's awesome. And then as it turns out, like a Mountain Yeti with with the Transmigrant is a really hard thing for me to deal with. Like
It's
I
like a
can't
four
just
or
encounter it.
five artifact
Yeah, four or
creature that's
five. Yeah,
pearl
yeah, yeah.
white.
And then if you got the
Mountain Walk.
blood moon in play, yeah, yeah. It's like it was brutal. So like I wound up racing the hell out of those a couple times, and I wound up beating him 2-1. But really cool deck, and I was glad to see him get a spice prize as well. But on the day, like it was a really fun deck to play. There was a couple times that like the deck actually just went off like without rock nerds or sages doing anything. Like I just drew mana vaults and like trikes, and I just like destroyed people. Like me, I think it was like game match 3. I played against like a red, white, black kind of like Gorlami, like good stuff kind of deck, with the good creatures and like removal. And like game 2, like I blew him out by like game 3, which was like trikes, juggernauts. And he's like, I don't even know what the hell just happened. I'm like, me neither, but the deck I guess can do that sometimes.
I kind of like this transmute artifact in this deck.
The,
It's got a lot of
the
options here.
the transmute was good. I actually I think I kind of wish I would have cut the mana like you want like I want to have mana drain, right? Because I'm trying to cast 6 drops, but also like I can kind of cast them anyway. I think a second transmute would have been better than the mana drain. Like I don't have brain geyser, right? I'm not trying to mind twist, so
No,
like
I think Mana Drain is right. There's
yeah,
no, yeah, you have to have Mana Drain in
it
there.
was it was my least favorite card on the day.
I think you could probably cut a swords. Uh, you have, you have Alio piles. You have, I don't know.
Yeah,
You'll probably have some room there. I don't know, but or
I
maybe a mana vault, but
yeah, but like
I don't know.
the thing with Mana Vault is with all the sages, like it's like
Yeah,
always
that's true. That's true.
replaceable. I just draw a card off it. And also it is a great target for the archaeologist as well, just to get mana in a pinch. Um, yeah, I don't know. I think maybe I want the fourth Ayala pile actually. Um, but apart from that, just like boarding in 4 dibs and like a couple Sarahs in the moats. Like moat is what won me the game against Jeff. Like he couldn't deal with the moat with his Yetis, which is what eventually shut him down and let me stabilize and then draw like like 10 cards off a Sage, pulling a Mox back with my Archaeologist, which was pretty sweet.
That's
But
awesome.
good enough for a spice prize. I had a ton of fun playing the decks, and it did really. It was actually really nice that like pretty much everyone that won a spice prize did really well at the event, which we'll get onto shortly here. But like it's good to see the spicers getting a little time in the sun.
Yeah, definitely. I guess before we go into the spice, we'll like briefly mention
Yeah, just for posterity.
the
I mean, we were at an
the
event and
the
somebody
win.
won it, right?
Yeah, the winning deck was Jeff Gold's deck, who is a local to Denver,
Yeah.
and I had the honor of playing him. I think round 2 or 3, like early on. Super nice guy, and he won the tournament with kind of a very kind of typical stock mono black deck. No, has, and we could put the, we could run it. We can run.
I'll run through the list. I kind of like this deck because of how elegant it is, and also like for for people getting into old school to think like, oh, I can't win because I
Yeah,
don't have power 9 or whatever. Like Jeff's deck only has
the
shit. I
jet.
just clicked off it. It has Mox Jet, which one Mox Jet, and it's
Like
wholly
you could totally
unnecessary.
play without it, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and he has Chaos Orb, which like if you get in old school, like you buy yourself a damn Chaos Orb, like who doesn't? But like the rest of this deck, you literally can buy the rest of this deck for probably $100. You know what I mean? So Jeff's deck is 4 Sinkhole, 4 Black Knight, 3 Paralyze, 4 Him the Turak, 4 Order the Ebon Hand, 2 Singer Vampire, 1 Drain Life, 3 Aelopile, 4 Hypnotic Spectre, 1 Demonic Tutor, 1 Terror, 1 Chaos Orb, Mox Jet, 22 Basic Swamp. He opted for the full 4 Strip Mine in mono black. Why the hell wouldn't you? I guess he could, maybe go 3 for Mind Twist, but if you're trying to, strangle resources, then why not? And 1 Urborg, and then his sideboard is 2 Weakness, 2 Navineral's Disc, 2 Royal Assassin, 2 Drain Life, 4 Gloom, and 3 Terror. So like this deck doesn't even have it's not playing 4 Juzam or anything like that. This is like pretty low to the ground apart from the Singer Vampires. Like
Those Royal Assassins, man. Sometimes those things are just like so
yeah, yeah,
good.
yeah.
It makes me want to make a deck with these kind of lightning rod creatures, like Archaeologist, Royal Assassin, Time Elementals, all these
So
creatures that you cannot let live because they're
yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
good. It makes me wonder how good a deck you can make with this guys. Like
It's funny you say that, Andy,
I
because
think
I was chatting with Peter Niemeyer, who is the we'll get onto him shortly, the actual Spice winner at the event. But I was chatting with him afterwards via message, and he kind of said the same thing, and that was kind of the theory behind like the deck that I brought with the Sages and the Archaeologists. Like they can do so much work, but like at the same time, like I also have the Juggernauts. Like you got to deal with the Juggernaut, right? Like so it's like what do you want to bolt?
yeah, the problem with Juggernaut is that they'll just block. Like if he didn't have to attack,
Yeah,
he'd be
yeah,
so
yeah.
good. But the factories are there, like
Juggernaut is not a card I like nor play very
I
often,
think I
but
saw you face against some Sedge Trolls at some point, which seems really bad.
brutal, brutal. But the thing is though is like I just tap Sage, right? Like
Yeah,
it gets blocked. I tap Sage, I get a card. So like getting back to what
right.
you're
But then you're
saying about
arguing why is it even in there in the first place? I don't know. I mean, not to say the Jug is bad. It's good, but there's other ways other than direct damage. You're not
you just made
attacking with
you just made me realize, Andy, that I should have fucking played Clay Statue instead of
clay
Juggernaut.
statue, clay
Yeah,
statue.
yeah. Maybe I punted there, but again, I
The
threw
only
this deck
way that my
together.
point is the only way to get rid of the something like a sage or an archaeologist or an assassin is
Swords, Bolt,
removal.
Chain Lightning. Yeah,
Yeah,
Terror.
the for Jug you have removal plus you just block. So,
Right.
but
Which is
assassin is so I mean mono green. Oh, it just so good. Uh, and yeah, shout out to assassin. Doesn't get the
I'm
props it
fairly sure
deserves.
I talked about this when like
I
the,
think you talked about this playing a deck that had 4 assassins or something, and he
I
sideboarded
was
in.
I can't remember if we did this in a previous pod, and if I
Yeah,
did,
yeah,
I apologize. But like I was actually at the feature match at GloryCon last year, and I was playing a Eureka deck,
yeah. There it is.
and like post board, I had two main deck Force of Nature and two in the sideboard, which way I went the Eureka was in the sideboard plan, so I brought that in, and I Eureka out like two Force of Natures, like maybe an if biff and something else, and the dude just goes Royal Assassin, Royal Assassin, Royal Assassin. I can't remember if it was 3 or 4 he put into play, but this is documented. But I was just like, I literally can't beat this.
And I think I gave him a hard time for who in their right mind would play that many assassins, and now I'm retracting that and thinking
Yeah,
that
yeah.
this
Well,
might he might be ahead of his time.
it was post board. I think maybe he was 2-2 if I remember correctly. But it was like the worst thing I could have run into, and like it was the shortest feature match ever. Because
Yeah.
I Eureka quite early, and he must have had 3 of them like in his opening hand, or like maybe drawn a card or two, and then wound up with them. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
But
Anyway, shout out to Jeff Gold. Congratulations on taking it
yeah, yeah.
down. Well played. Super nice guy. It's great meeting you.
And
The
just to crush everyone's hopes and dreams about something else cool doing well here. The second place finish was David Merriam playing the actual deck. Just
yeah, I
just the most stock the deck you've ever seen. Which it's still good, I guess.
yeah,
Nice,
I
nice,
guess.
nice job, David Merriam.
Sure. He only
Uh,
has one COP red in the sideboard, but
so just to zip through and
anyway.
get to the stuff that we like talking about. Third place was Hans Feng, who was playing a Dibitog list, and again, just like stock as hell. Nothing to say here. You got bolts and togs and black ice.
But
And
fourth place
fourth place though,
is friend to the room, Neil
yeah,
Troy,
friend of the pod, Neil Troy.
and he won. He doubled up. He won the Spike Spice. He obviously did well with fourth place, but he didn't bring your usual deck. Now
Not
let's talk about it.
Yeah, not your father's pile. I and again, S tier Neil Troy deck photo, and I really love this deck. So here we go. Two Darrellor, one Guardian Beast, one Org, four Sarah Angel, four Senger Vampire, three Two-Headed Giant, a Forest, three Sedge Troll, one Demonic Tutor, one Mind Twist, one Wheel of Fortune, two Fireball, Balance, one Divine Offering, one Disenchant, one Swords of Plowshares, Chaos Orb, four Scrubland, one Swamp, one Plains, four Mishra's Factory, four Badlands, four Plateau, Library of Alexandria, Hammerheim, one Strip Mine, two City of Brass, Black Lotus, all five Mox, Soul Ring, and two Mana Vault. And his sideboard is two Disenchant, one Divine Offering, two Terror, three Red Elemental Blast, three Lightning Bolt, two City in a Bottle, one Org, one Shivan Dragon.
Nice. So I don't know. I guess the best way that I can describe this deck is a bunch of utility cards with fatties.
Fatties. Yeah,
Yeah.
just fatties for days.
He's not really committed on too much of the utility in terms of like he's only using like one disenchant, one divine offering, one swords to plowshares.
Yeah.
He's kind of riding
Yeah, I'm gonna keep top decking dudes
the
and just
backs of his
beat you with
dudes. So
Yeah.
I love that. I think he mentioned that the two-headed giant did work.
He said that the trample was very relevant on the day. It's just like this deck to me, like number one, the color combination of red, white, black is super cool, but also like just like the contrast of like how many times do you see four Sarah and four Senger in the same, in the same
Right.
deck? You know,
That's
um,
not two
yeah,
colors.
yeah. And he only double pipped on Org in red, and obviously Sedge Troll is it can be a beating. The Darrellors decent, kind of makes your Sengers harder to cast, but Neil did have it looks like he has excellent mana here. I didn't totally count his sources, but I don't think he had any mana issues, given that he took fourth place.
Yeah,
I mean,
I would love to see an arena in this deck because I
yeah,
just think
yeah.
it works really well with the Sedge Troll, with the Org, with these fatties. They're gonna
Senger,
with
give him a
Sengir,
counter. Get that mana
give them a
counter.
counter. You know, I mean it might be too cute, but he's got a couple cards in the sideboard to bring in versus Blood Moon, like just because just put in more red. But all in all, pretty solid creature base
Yeah, yeah.
as long
My
as he
guess,
casts them.
yeah. My guess is he didn't run into too much Blood Moon, although it's not a total rinsing for him. I
No,
mean, with the only, I mean, I guess you could always DT for planes or something, but like also he's only got one basic swamp as well. So I guess Blood Moon could have been a problem, but you don't expect to see it most times
right.
game one, and then game two he could always float the white for disenchant. So I don't think it's that big of a game breaker, but awesome list. Glad to see it do so well. I mean, fourth place in a pool of 60 with four Sarah, four Senger. You love to see it.
Yeah, definitely. The Should we talk about the others? But I mean, just putting up the spike. I mean, excuse me, the spice lists.
Yeah, so the Yetis
There
are
it
big on
is.
spice. There are a lot of awards given, which is probably why I wound up with one. Are you on the page, Andrew? Do you want me to
Yeah,
send
I'm
you?
on the page. The first one here is I have Neil Magnuson.
Yeah, Neil's a buddy of mine from the U40 Discord, and like he doesn't own like full power or anything, so he very often plays like monocolored lists or unpowered lists. So it was cool, and I love this list. He utilized the Mountain Yeti and the Blood Moons to try and get value. So Neil's on mono red, and he is one Wheel of Fortune, two Earthquake, one Disintegrate, two Fireball, four Rook Egg, which seems really good. One main deck Artifact Blast, one Fork, four Chain Lightning, four Mountain Yeti, two Mana Barbs, love to see it. Four Lightning Bolt, four Ball Lightning. I'm gonna guess that's three Strip Mines, three Blood Moon, four Idwin Efreet, also love to see it. And then he's got 10, 20 Mountains, Mox Ruby, and a Soul Ring. And his sideboard is one Artifact Blast, one Shatter Storm, two Flash Fires, three Red Elemental Blast, three Black Vice, two Disintegrate, and two Gravity Sphere. You love it. You got to deal with Abyss.
Love it, love it. I like the very Farb esque artifact blast for the
Yeah,
city in a bottle. Love
yeah,
to see
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah. This deck. Uh, yeah, I guess it kind of gets rinsed by City in a Bottle. Although
no, it
if you have,
doesn't. It doesn't necessarily get. It's just like
yeah,
uh, it. Yeah, it just hits
well,
the freets and the
ham,
eggs.
hamstringing his rooks and his Idwins, and he does kind of cut down on his dude velocity.
Yeah, it's true. All right, so
Only,
that's
only managed two wins with this, but cool deck nonetheless, and I think worthy of a Spice Prize for sure.
and
Uh,
then
yeah, so the
there's
Jeff Watkins, who I mentioned, I played round two with his what he called the Metal Yeti deck. Um, so he's got seven mountains, four plains, four plateau, three strip mine, two factory, one soul ring, one black lotus, chaos orb, all five mocks, and then three relic barrier, three Ashnod's transmigrant, four black vice, four atog, four mountain yeti, three blood moon, four lightning bolt, one wheel of fortune, three divine offering, two disenchant, three swords to plowshares, and his sideboard is two city in a bottle, two disenchant, three reb, three Sarah Angel, one earthquake, two Armageddon, and two Fountain of Youth.
yeah. I'm wondering if something like an Ankh-Misha might be better than
Then
the Transmigrant,
um
or maybe a Winter Orb since he has three relic barriers.
yeah. I think a sideboard winner or would be great. Although, like, yeah, I mean, even Maine. I mean, he called the deck Metal Yeti. I think he was going, with the metal
Making everything metal
bar
into like
theme.
artifacts.
Yeah, well, also we played it like a metal bar, so I think he was just going for the
I can
full
respect
aesthetic
that.
here. Yeah, and also the 4-5 Yeti, like I said, at least for me, was a pain in the ass to deal with. If you're playing white cards, you're not killing that bastard.
Yeah,
um,
that's true.
but yeah, it was a cool deck, and I forget how he did on the day. Um, let's
Who's
see,
this? Jeff Watkins.
Jeff. How did Jeff do? Why
Oh,
can
he
I?
came in 32nd. He got
32nd.
three wins.
So he finished above Rich, which good
Well,
for
that's
him.
not saying much.
No, it's not. It's not. Rich playing textbook shops was at the bottom of our B&B mate's house. So he could win sometimes, but also sometimes he's a giant loser. So the
Yeah,
next Spice Prize, which I think the Yetis do, and I don't think every event does this, but it's kind of like their bling spice, like who's got the blingiest deck. So Justin Schrank, who played shops last year, brought this pretty insane, like mostly
oh
shaman
wow. Yeah.
Ben altered deck,
Hella
and
Shaman Benz.
hella Bens. Some of these are gonna be hard because I can't even zoom in enough.
We might not. We might. I'm just gonna put a picture up. That's just not.
Well, I think I know most of the cards. And so, well, okay. I'm not going to run through the whole list because like I don't know what a lot of
I
these
mean, I
are.
see Earthquake, I see Winds of
It's
Change, I see.
the top four cards are Underworld Dreams. Andy, I remember I was sitting next to him and I remember seeing that. I want to say those aren't Armageddons. It's those are those are 2 mana artifacts.
I'm gonna call this Winds of Change Dreams, a Dreams deck,
Yeah. So
and leave
he's
it at
mainly
that.
yeah. It's a red black blue list.
Yeah.
He didn't
Who
he didn't do
knows?
terribly well with it, but like beautiful deck.
Great,
Check it out on the screen if you
great,
can.
great job on the altars. We have no idea what you played.
It's Shaman Ben, so like everyone loves it.
Then we talked about your deck.
We talked about my
They
deck. Who
met
cares?
they punted on the name. They called it Eight Dudes, but
Yeah.
whatever.
Jared number one, like it was called Eight Nerd, based on like Legacy Eight Cast. It's called Eight Dudes. Like number one, the deck has 16 dudes. Um, not everyone's perfect, right, Andy?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Moving
yeah.
on. Water under the bridge.
So Jared number one is a sucker for a good deck pick, and the next Spice winner, Blake Unis, played an Evil Eye deck, and he set up his deck photo
Oh
in
my goodness, this
a
deck photos ridiculous.
Come on, you love it, Andy.
It's
Um,
it's so bad.
it's easy enough to read. I'm gonna count the swamps first. Let's see. He's got four, five.
Even if I put it up, nobody's going to be able to see
Yeah. It
the
is very small
cards.
because of how wide it is. He's got 17 swamps. Well, most people listen to this anyway, so I'll just go ahead and read it out. I'm assuming the eyelashes are the sideboard cards, right? 4 4 4 3. Yeah. Okay, so Blake's deck is three Paralyze, one Library of Alexandria, one Guardian Beast, three Will o' the Wisp, one Demonic Tutor, three Drain Life, two for him to Tarak, one Greed, one Soul Ring. What the hell is that there?
Who knows?
I can't figure that card out. Chaos Orb, City in a Bottle, one Icy Manipulator, one Jandetone, one Mirror Universe, Mox Jet, two, three Nev's discs, and then the other eye is his mana base, which is 17, I believe, swamps. Four Maze of Ith, one Urborg, four Mistress Factory, and two Strip Mines. And
Love the
his
maze.
love the maze. The card I didn't know what it was is Mind Twist. Now I think about it. And his sideboard is three Terror, two Ivory Tower. What the shit is that? It's upside down. I can't tell what that card is. One Greed, one Gloom, two Disrupting Scepters, one City in a Bottle, three Gloom, and another Neveneral's Disc. I think Blake did okay with this, didn't he? Or did he shit the bed? No, I think he did okay. No, he got two match wins. He got 44th. But Evil Eye, you love to see it.
Yeah.
If I'm playing Evil Eye, like I probably want to play Pestilence. I don't think he's got any Pestilence in here.
Pestilence is good. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, with the Will o' the Wisps and everything, you just kind of like Pestilence feels good.
The
Anyway,
Spice Master Peter Niemeyer. This deck is, I think, and he did really well too. I think it
yeah,
was a great, and I don't know if he was doing a meta call here, but this deck matches up great versus Mono Black.
yeah, I think Peter is a canny builder, and while he definitely tends towards spice, he also is a good deck builder, and he wound up ninth overall with this, so he just barely missed the top eight with arguably, well, not arguably, the most spicy deck in the room, which does feature a lot of good cards. Let's be honest, but if you're trying to also not just be terrible on the day, you got to have some good cards in your deck.
Yeah,
So Peter's list is four Order of Light Beer, one, I'm sorry, one, Jesus, four Onulet. You'll love to see it.
Amulet.
Four Brass Man, four Swords to Plowshares, four Disenchant, one Copy Artifact, four Psionic Blast, four Maze of Ith, one Balance, one Ancestral Recall, one Time Twister, Mind Twist, Demonic Tutor, two The Abyss, Chaos Orb, Mox Sapphire, Mox Jet, Mox Pearl, Soul Ring, Black Lotus, four Tundra, three Scrubland, two City of Brass, one Plains, one Swamp, one Island, four Mishra's Factory, Library of Alexandria, and one Strip Mine. And his sideboard is Armageddon, three Blue Elemental Blast, one Circle Protection Black, one Circle Protection Red, four Darrellor, one Hercules Recall, one Mana Drain. I think that's Mana Drain, right? It's on his main deck. I think that's Mana Drain.
Mm-hmm. Right above the
Uh,
time walk. Yeah.
yeah. Then Time Walk, Mirror Universe, and Tormod's Crypt. So he's
Yeah, I think the pro black, the Abyss Knights theme, which
yeah,
is probably what he started with,
yeah,
is great versus mono black, and then the Amulet just gives you a little bit more life. Trades,
yeah.
hopefully trades with a small creature, it gives you life, so you can delay kind of the inevitable and get like
Sure,
some
and
sort
like
of lock.
it's been a theme for a while now that like literally everyone's playing bolts. So when you're playing four side blasts, like having that extra eight potential life in the deck
Mhm.
seems pretty good. And then also just block of a dude, but like just the brass man is very clever. I mean, I love him when I play like decks where I gotta try and slow the game down a little bit. When you're playing against a bunch
Yeah.
of orders or Savannah Lions or whatever the hell. He's not bad. He's
Yeah, he's
not
not
bad.
bad. He doesn't tie to Abyss. I like it. I mean, the four Darrellors in the sideboard seems a bit much.
He's not
Probably.
he's not really casting black cards though. So like just
Yeah.
getting
So
getting
I mean, I
getting a
probably,
four
but he's
point.
casting white. Why not go with Sarah? And
Yeah, that's true.
Sarah's probably better. And does he
I
have?
think Sarah is
Did he have?
inarguably
Did he play
better.
Moat? Or am I making that up?
No, I don't think he was playing Moat.
No.
I'm looking
Okay.
at his list. I didn't. No, number one, I didn't just say Moat, and
Yeah.
number two, no, it's not in
All
his
right. I
deck.
don't
So
know. I
yeah, I still don't understand the fucking time walk in the sideboard, but I do believe Peter mentioned he's like, yeah, that should have just been in the main the main
Yeah.
deck. um, yeah, I mean with the he could have cut literally anything for time walk. Let's be honest.
Yeah. I'd probably. I mean, as much as I love Maze, I probably probably get rid of a fourth Maze or something. But
Yeah. I
um,
guess I guess no, but he's got the abyss, so like like an extra turn with crackback if their board's wiped by abyss still seems pretty good. Yeah, that's a questionable call. Or shit, just play with main deck 61 if you really can't cut anything. Like who cares?
no, that's ridiculous. We're not savages.
Okay, all right.
But congratulations to Peter. He won for his efforts and for
Yeah.
his deck design. He won an altered land equilibrium, which English land equilibrium, which was
Um,
cracked. I think it was BGS. Was it BGS 7 or BGS
BGS
6?
BGS 7 and like it was definitely a 7 that it could be an 8 or a 9. Like I've seen some audacious prize cards, but when
Yeah,
everyone walked in, at least those of us spicers, our eyes were immediately drawn to this this land equilibrium. It's like, wow,
we saw
cool.
that
Like
and we were like, wow, that's a
that's hot.
serious card.
That's hot stuff.
And I guess if you're gonna have a serious card, then you should have it. One, don't tell anybody about it,
Right.
and two, give it for a spice instead
I
of
mean,
spike. But
it is, yeah, exactly. It is a spice prize. So like, if you want someone to say like, oh, I'm gonna go hard to spice, like
so
who
I can win
actually
this land
cares?
equilibrium, so I can just flip it. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, they can't. I
You
mean, I
can't
guess you could
flip it.
flip
I
it,
mean,
but
you
it's
can,
got a
but
giant fucking pepper on it.
yeah,
It's
that's
like
true.
you're not
It's
going to maximize on the
yeah.
fact that it was graded. But
You want to avoid tryhards. So,
I'm pretty sure Denver is a safe place to avoid tryhards.
but that's what he got. He obviously chose that, and he wasted no time in kind of putting it in a deck and taking it for a spin.
So yeah,
We
to follow this up, we are gonna just kind of roll off of that and do a card spotlight on Land Equilibrium, using some lists from both Peter, who just played this past weekend at Buffalo Stampede, DFB's event in obviously Buffalo, and a list that Spike Spice winner Neil Troy played at LobsterCon 24, and a couple others from our friends across the pod. But before we get to that, Andy, did you have anything else you wanted to kind of go over from our YetiCon experience?
Yeah, I well that kind of encapsulates the main event, but we they did have other events. They had the Cube event, which was the night before, which we were all looking forward to, but unfortunately did not get to Cube. They brought like 8 or 9 cubes, everything from like pre-modern cubes to
Jank,
Merv.
Jank Ice Age cubes. They had an anti cube where they altered Jeweled Bird to produce like one mana of any color effect.
They had a
Uh,
Merv Light cube. They had an old
they
school
had
cube. They had everything you could possibly want.
yeah,
We
the Tundra Wolves set branching paths, which I'm still really interested to see and play. So me, Rich, and Andy signed up for all of these together, but the pre-modern event was going on Friday, and the pre-modern cube seemed to be firing first as the pre-modern players were.
There was some Mirage Visions Weatherlight cube, I think.
Yeah. Which Magic Zone Patrick Sullivan showed up to play.
Yeah, I was watching the people draft the cube. There were some people that I met at Jared's house the night before, and they got in early to draft, and I was seeing what they draft. I love Mirage Visions, Weatherlight, and I was watching the draft. I saw Pat was drafting red white, and uh, it seemed like a good time. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to stay for the old school event. I was talking to him for a little while. He felt kind of, like he missed out, but he had some event he had to go to. He had a personal event, so he decided to come down the night before and hang out and draft. He had a good time. I saw he was drafting some uh, Griffins, and I was looking at his deck, and it came all together. He had the Griffin Canyon, so he was happy about that, and bring back some memories.
I was I was on the other side of the room and I was playing some 7 point with Rich, and I turned around and I saw uh, Patrick with his back to us, and I turned to Rich. I was like, "Oh shit, Patrick Sullivan's here." And he's like, "I have no idea who that is." I was like, "What? You have no idea who Patrick Sullivan is?" Um, so we kind of made eye contact a couple times, like over a couple hours, and I just gave him like the old like dude nod. And then finally, Andy was talking to him a little bit later on by the prize table, and I was like, "Dude, I just got a fanboy for a second here. Big fan of yours and Resleevables and everything." And I guess he gave Jared and YetiCon a shout out on the Resleevables podcast soon thereafter as well. But it was cool to finally meet him because I'm a big fan of his pretty much everything he does. He's great at commentary, great player. If you haven't checked it out, the Resleevables like YouTube or the podcasts, awesome stuff. Him and Patrick Chapin, big recommend.
Yeah, unfortunately, we didn't get to, like you said, we signed up, but we were waiting for a while. Then we got hungry, and I said, "Hey guys, you want to go get some Thai food
They had,
instead
they had
of
yeah, they had food at the
they had
venue. Like,
food?" But
and
it's
don't get me
like,
wrong, great food at the venue, but like none of us were in the mood for pizza because number one, we're from New Jersey, and number two,
and
Andy mentioned Thai food, and we're all like, yeah, let's get some Thai food. So we
and we were
missed.
gonna have pizza the next day, so it's like,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
so
So we missed we missed the first cube we signed up for, and then we started like we were just relentlessly jamming our event decks and playing some 7 points, some AAA. So we wound up when it finally got to the point where it looked like we were going to get in a draft. It had gotten to the point where it was like 10:30 there, which is like
it's just like a bad idea.
it's midnight 30 for us. Like we know we're gonna stay up when we get back to the house. So it's like we're gonna be lame and not participate in any of these cubes. But there's a lot of sweet ones there. And if you want to check them out, if you go on the YetiCon website, Jared does have links to all of the cubes in cube Cobra form. So if you're interested to see what kind of cool stuff they were doing, They are outlined on the website, and you could check out the actual cube lists.
We got a chance to play some AAA. I got a hold of the YetiCon 4 stamp, which Jared showed before on his prize card, which looks pretty sick.
Very metal,
And
super cool.
I managed to get a hold of it and stamped a couple cards. I had some people sign some cards. Some of the guys that were next to me, I asked them to sign, and I think this is the first time, or they hadn't signed too many cards, and they signed like really tiny on the corner, and in like a yellow Posca
Pop.
pen or something. And I was like, dude, like you could barely see that signature. And they were like, oh, I didn't want to mess up anything. I was like, oh, go crazy. And one of the guys that was there, well, the first guy did, and then the second guy I had signed did the same thing. I was like, what's going on? Why are people not like signing all over my card? And so one of the guys that Brandon, his name was, that I met there, I believe he's the local. I don't know his last name, but he was like, give me that. Let me show them how to do it. So we took one of my Poscas, and he pressed down, and
I was,
just huge blob of like
yeah.
yellow
I was
Posca
I
ink.
was I was sitting right next to Brandon, and like he really didn't push down, and this happens with Poscas on occasion, but like he went to put the tip down, and like just this pool of yellow emerges. So I'm like, if you get the paint fast enough, you can just wipe it off, right? So I was like, quick, someone give me a napkin, and someone handed me a napkin immediately, and I tried, but the pool was so big that it wound up just like smearing on the border. So like I just took the napkin and just smeared the yellow all over the rest of the border to like yellow border it, and then wipe the rest of the paint off. So yeah, there's Andy's yellow fireball, which
So it's like been peed on in the bathroom and stuff. And I was like, whatever, we'll just go with it. I'll just have
yeah,
people
yeah,
sign it, and as a memory. And
worked out.
it's a great memory. Shout out to Brandon for getting everything started with this. We'll
Yeah,
save that one for forever.
very cool.
So that was the first night. That was the other. There was the sorcery event, which I don't know what happened
People
with them.
people played
People
sorcery.
played sorcery. People enjoyed
I think
themselves.
they were doing it. I think they were doing a variant this time, right? They were doing the magic equivalent of two-headed giant. I think for
Oh,
the
dude, I
sorcery, I
have
think they were
no
playing
idea. I have
twos.
absolutely no idea.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They call it two. They call it two-headed dragon.
Original, very original.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
There were a couple artists out there that came out. Dan Fraser was there. He almost
yeah.
didn't make it for some reason, but he did show up. I did see him, and obviously a lot of people were in line to get him to alter stuff
He was
and
there last
sign.
year too. Like he had a line the whole time, like
Yeah,
just sign an altar and like box and
yeah.
jugs and you name it.
We had Anson and Brenda Maddox were there.
Yeah.
They had a booth,
Oh,
and
super cool to meet them. Brenda was awesome, and like Anson had this binder with him that is just like talk about magic history. Like you open this thing, and like it's basically it's more or less chronological, and he's got like alpha and beta artist proofs in there, some of which he has like altered that are like not for sale, or some that
yeah,
are
sick.
art for
The
sale.
really the good ones were like NFS, and I was like,
Yeah, yeah,
yo. So things like art, like Elvish Archer, Sengir Vampire Artist
beta
Proof,
finger,
things that you
yeah,
never see.
yeah.
They were
Real rarities in there, and like I said, some not for sale, some for sale. The cool thing Anson does, if you ever seen it, like he has everything he alters or whatever, he's got like a certificate of authenticity card for, and
yeah.
like not just a certificate, but like it has the card scanned on that card that you get. So like
Oh,
you
really?
always
Okay, I
have,
didn't know that.
yeah. So like, you always get provenance. I looked through his binder, and like while there was tons of cool stuff in there was nothing that really appealed to me. So I wound up picking up a sixth edition lore artist proof for Dom Daughter, because that's like his favorite card. And like I didn't want to. I was standing there talking to him for a half an hour. I told
I don't know if
Dom
it's
like
favorite card, but it's definitely his favorite art.
his
So
favorite art. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. That's right. Yeah, not well. It might be his favorite card. He's
maybe
a
I don't know.
sicko. Who knows? But like I wanted to support them, and whatever. Get Dom something nice. But I also got my white bordered foreign dibs signed, and
Those
he's
came
like,
out
how do you?
nice.
Yeah. He's like, you want regular? I was like, no, I'll do shadow sig. I was like, can you do silver over black? And he like leaned in, and he's like, I got the best silver. And he wasn't kidding. Like, I'm not gonna try and show him on here because it won't do it justice. But like, it literally looks like chrome. Like, I don't know what the hell silver pen he had, but like, it's actually nuts. Um,
Nice.
they look really good. I'm not super into SIGs, but like, it was the same thing when I was there last year. Like, Kev Brockschmidt was there, and I've always loved his art and his cards. Like, I'm gonna sign my fucking Verdurn Enchantresses. So whatever. You support the artists. I've been staring at their cards for years, and like, I love it. And like, even though it's not really my thing, just to give them any kind of they made Dick when they originally did this stuff, right? So to just you've been a part of my childhood and nostalgia.
Yeah.
Throw them a freaking bone here.
Yeah. The last artist was sorcery artist Truett Parrish. He unveiled a new card, which I don't know what it does, but it kind of looks like a floating book with like a worm coming out of it. And I guess there's a new sorcery set coming out. So,
Yeah,
or it's probably out already. Who knows?
yeah,
And he got to
yeah.
unveil his art for there. And actually, it was
Awesome.
auctioned,
Yeah,
right? The
yeah,
original art. So,
yeah. And I forget the name of the gentleman who enthusiastically purchased this. So I think it wound up going for a little over $2,000 if I remember correctly. But it
yeah, I
was
don't
the
know.
same guy that bought the original. I can't remember what art was sold there last year, but Jared One is always just he going all out with the auctions and like prize pools. Like this year was no different than last. Like and again, shout outs, but like him and Sarah like just knocked it out of the park, and Brandon TG16, like and all the Eddies, like Corey Hansen doing the feature matches, and which I highly recommend checking out their YouTube content. Like, if you just like, although unfortunately there's like another YetiCon thing, which is like some kind of cosplay thing, so you have to be a little more specific about it if you search for it on
Oh
YouTube.
yes, I saw that. Yeah, has nothing to do with Magic the Gathering.
but
What are the
but
chances?
definitely check out Corey's videos. He spends a lot of time doing the commentary after the fact and everything. But every one of the Yetis, just superlative events. And I guess Jared's doing a special 5th anniversary event next year called Castle Con instead of YetiCon, where he's renting a legit castle, not too terribly far from Denver, and that looks to be freaking sweet as well. And I'll
I'm
sign up
looking
for
at.
that.
I'm
So
on the Rocky Mountain Yeti website. You put a lot of photos up of the event, and it's just we try to kind of relive the event and talk about our experiences, but actually being there is something totally different.
yeah,
And I'm just scrolling through these pictures, and it's giving me like a sense of nostalgia about like all the things that happened there. Maybe I'll put like a little montage at the end of this video of like some pictures. And I
yeah,
was thinking maybe we can do next time we go to an event, maybe we could do some video and kind of put it
yeah,
into the
yeah. We kind of did that in the first episode.
podcast.
Yeah,
We did that, but
yeah,
we
yeah.
did audio. So
Sure,
on the YouTube video, it doesn't really come out, but maybe we could try
sure.
doing some video and really getting people who aren't able to attend these events and giving them some sort of sense of what it's like to actually be there.
Yeah,
But yeah, great event. No complaints. Uh, A plus plus. All right. If you do want to see some of the matches, I'm going to put a link to the YouTube channel for these matches. I believe there's at least 3 rounds up already. YetiCon is it
yeah,
YetiCon 4 YouTube channel? YetiCon YouTube channel, I guess.
yeah. I forget the name of the YouTube channel off the top of my head. Actually, you know what? Because like Corey also posts like Final Fantasy
Well, he
on.
does. I mean, he did last year's YetiCon. I think he's done every YetiCon, and you can see some of the feature matches on there.
Okay, this is actually pretty easy. His YouTube channel is Active 8. So like the word activate, but in between active and 8, there is an underscore. So
Okay.
ACTIVE
I'll
underscore
put the
8.
link in the
Yeah,
show
yeah,
notes. Sure,
sure.
sure, sure, sure.
And if you want to see Spice Winner, actually 2 of the Spice winners are in round 1. Peter Niemeyer versus Jeff Watkins. So you can see Peter's Onulet Brassman deck doing work and taking down round 1
Right.
on the feature match.
Awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
The we do want to do a little bit of a spotlight on land equilibrium, given that it was one. I guess it was like a little bit of a. We were talking about it earlier, so we can.
We're tying the room
We're
together,
trying to
Andy.
tie. We're trying to tie the room together and talk about relevant stuff, which is not
So
necessarily land equilibrium, but whatever. So Neil won his prize, and recently,
Peter,
sorry, Peter
you were
won.
having a real hard time with this before. Let's see if
I
you can
know, I know,
get
I know. I'm trying to get it
it.
together here. So Peter won the land equilibrium and also played it at recent in Buffalo at the recent Stampede event run by a DFB. He
Yes,
didn't do as well. I think he only went 2-4, but
he did. The reason I want to do this is Peter. You know, we were kind of spice pen pals. So like he messaged me before Andy and I recorded this, and he's like, "Hey, I'm playing Land Equilibrium." And I'm like, "Sweet dude." I was like, "Did you see Neil's list?" You know, again, us all being at YetiCon. He's like, "Yeah, no, I read the whole write up." He's like, I went like a little bit of a different direction." He's like, "Honestly, I kind of built this thing with no testing." He said like he moved some cards around and that kind of thing. But Lane Equilibrium is one of those cards that's like you look at it and you're like, oh man, this is a sweet for us spicers at least. This is a sweet card to build around. But when you really get into the nuts and bolts of it, it's kind of a difficult card.
yeah, and we can run through his list that he played at Stampede. This is why I thought this is where the mode came in. This is why I thought he was playing mode because he plays
Right,
mode
right,
in
right.
this deck.
Yeah.
Um, and I think he was going more of like obviously control deck with land equilibrium.
I didn't actually get the feedback, but I know DFB is always big on spice prizes, so I wonder if Peter did win the spice prize for this. But anyway, Peter wanted to utilize his land equilibrium. This is his list. He played 3 days ago. One Black Vice, Chaos Orb, two Relic Barrier, full set of Mox, Soul Ring, Black Lotus, four Implements of Sacrifice. We'll do the reader on that one in case you don't know that card when we get finished. Four Tropical Island, four Bayou. Why am I now having a hard time reading lands? Four Bayou.
This is a tough picture.
It really is because there's like a
A
little bit of.
bunch of land.
Oh, no, no, oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. Let me fix this. Four Tropical Island, three Bayou, three Tundra, four Savannah, three Strip Mine, then actual cards, Ancestral Recall, Time Walk, three Copy Artifact, um, three Land Equilibrium, one Dark Heart of the Wood, three Swords of Plowshares, one Moat, three Armageddon, one Balance, Mind Twist, Demonic Tutor, two The Abyss, four Crumble, one Regrowth, and one Titania's Song. And a sideboard of four Disenchant, one Swords of Plowshares, two Sarah Angel, one Wrath of God, one Time Twister, two Blue Elemental Blast, one Hercules Recall, one Brain Geyser, one Ivory Tower, and a Tormod's Crypt. Everyone's really sticking with the one Tormod's Crypt
Yeah,
in
you can't go wrong.
Yeah, yeah.
Because as soon as you don't play, you play against
The deck.
no, like Reanimator or something.
Oh yeah, yeah, sure. Yeah, exactly.
So by the
You never
deck,
use
by the
you
deck, you
never
meant Reanimator.
yeah, that's it. Yeah, yeah, exactly.
So
That deck.
this deck is I know I think you mentioned that he kind of just put this together kind of without too much play testing. He obviously won, the tournaments are relatively close together.
Yeah.
So we're not going to be too harsh here, but it looks like his win con is Titania
Oh,
Song
or a miser's black vice.
or a,
Or
or a Miser's Black Vice without the Titania Song.
right. So like
Because all these like his artifacts are not that big. He goes up to two. So he's got a bunch of twos, best case scenario, that can't attack if he has mode out.
he does. Yeah,
So a
yeah, like
Felden's cane might be a good idea. I don't know.
I actually I mentioned that to Peter because I'm like I was like your win cons are pretty scant here, but I was like the Felden's cane might have been a consideration. I mean, number
His
one, at least it's a 1/1 if you cast Titania's, or two if your opponent's fully locked out. I mean, I guess well so it's not really the Miser's Black Vice, right? Because he is playing 3 copy artifact and just to read the card that
right,
some people
which
might
gets
not know.
you more 1/1s or 2/2s.
Well, or yeah, but he's not necessarily playing Titania Song,
Oh,
and
unless you're
if
doing the
if
Black
Land
Vice. Yeah,
Equilibrium
yeah.
has him locked out of the game, then he can copy his Black Vices with the Implements of Sacrifice, which is a 2 mana artifact from Fallen Empires, which for 1 and sack you can get 2 mana of any color. So he's kind of eschewing the sack lands, which you might see with the Fallen Empire sack lands, which you might see with Land Equilibrium. But I kind of like Implements of Sacrifice. It does add a 2/2 if you do cast Song, but also it allows you to cast those.
So
You
the
know,
implements of sacrifice gives you more mana, so you can build up your board without playing any mana in play,
right?
which you're building up in to cast what, an abyss or a Titania song or a moat.
No. Again, he's really trying to build around Land Equilibrium
Yeah,
here. So he's got 3
yeah,
Armageddon. So like he wants to clear the board, not have any mana in play, so you
correct,
can't play any mana, right?
correct.
Yeah. So Titania Song, Andy, is also going to kill all their mocks.
No, no,
So
it
I don't think.
is.
Yeah. So like I don't think it's necessary. I mean, it could be a win con.
No, I mean I'm not mad at it. I like it,
Yeah.
but I feel like we could probably put in maybe an icy, maybe something a little more beefy in terms of casting costs,
Yeah.
just to try to work that angle a little bit. I mean,
Yeah. Like
this deck can obviously lock the game down, and probably does a lot of the time. But what are you doing after that? And you are playing the long game,
well,
obviously.
so that's what Peter kind of said actually when I asked him
Yeah,
about the single copy of Black Vice. I was like, I know you got the copy artifacts, but he's like, once I have them locked down, what's the rush? And he's kind of right. Like if you literally can't play any lands and you can't cast the or don't have a disenchant for a Land Equilibrium, like what the hell are you gonna do?
yeah, I get that. It's kind of like the what you call it, the deck having the only win con as a brain geyser.
Right. Or or
Like,
or or a Felden's cane,
or
right?
a Felden's
Whatever.
cane,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, which I don't hate. Like if you're building the prison deck, build a prison, man. Build a prison. I would like to know anecdotally, how some of his games went and like, after the
That
fact.
black vice could have easily been one millstone.
Well, no, because like I mean I
Eventually, you're
suppose,
going to draw a mox, and you're going to be able to.
or your soul ring, sure, but like
I get.
yeah,
I mean, it could be anything, right? It could be almost anything.
it's not a fork, Andy. He
It's
did
no fork.
he did say Darkheart did win him a game, and I really like the going with green to be able to sack pretty much any of your lands
Yeah,
to keep your land equilibrium up with Darkheart and get that life. So that was pretty canny of him as well. I think it's a cool list, and like he
yeah,
said after the fact, like yeah, like I said, no testing, but he thinks it's got legs.
yeah. No, it's definitely got some misery in it
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, for
for his
those of you who like
opponents.
don't like prison style decks or playing against these, like
This would not be your cup of tea,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
but when it starts working, you see that prison player with a grin on his face doing all sorts of stuff, and you're doing
So
nothing.
so
So
so the first thing I asked Peter when he sent me this is like, did you see like Neil's list from 2024 in the write up? He's like, yeah, I read it. That's kind of like not what he based it off because the lists are very different. So I thought maybe we'd take a look at
yeah,
that.
so Neil did pretty well. He went 4-3 at LobsterCon
4-3 at LobsterCon. Neil, so if you just like
in
Google Neil
2024,
last year's LobsterCon, yeah. So if
right?
you just Google like Neil Troy Land Equilibrium, like you'll find his write up, which is exhaustive. He
He's
goes
very thorough.
a good man and thorough. He goes through I think five
Oldschoolsorcery.com.
yeah oldschoolsorcery.com. Now I don't have it. I think I actually shut a window for once. Hold on one sec.
I can send you the.
No.
No, no,
It's
no,
not.
no, no! Don't do anything for me. Don't do anything for me.
Um,
All right, there's the link.
Look at you sending me stuff for once. So yeah, Neil's write up is I personally love stuff like this. You know, like Andy and I are here doing content. I love when people do write ups like this. Like he really goes through like all
Yeah,
the
he went
five iterations of the
through.
deck.
He took this deck or took this idea for at least 4 meetups over in California and kind of play tested it. Started off with um, a deck with 12 of the sack lands from
Yeah,
Fallen Empires,
yeah.
just to bring his land count down, to maximize on the land equilibrium. Try to like kind of ramp it out as fast as possible, and kind of get that lock.
Yeah.
And then he went through a couple of iterations, and ultimately landed on what he played. And we're not going to go through everything here. You guys can
No,
read
no,
it, but
yeah, we're not gonna. Yeah, we can go through this, but like, if you're interested in like, like Neil is
the thought
obviously a
process
great.
through, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously a great brewer and a great mind for building decks. So it is a great read, and like he goes through again exhaustively like what changes he made, why he made those changes, and then like all of his rounds at LobsterCon. But so the list Neil ultimately landed on is 4 swords to plowshares, 1 Wrath of God, 3 Disenchant, 1 Divine Offering, balance, 1 Island Sanctuary, 4 Armageddon, 3 Land Equilibrium, 2 Icy Manipulator, 3 Howling Mine, 3 Black Vice, 3 Relic Barrier, Chaos Orb, 1 Force Spike, love to see it. Mana Drain, Time Twister, Time Walk, Ancestral Recall, all 5. Soul Ring, Black Lotus, 3 Ruins of Trocaire, 4 Sevelianite Temple, 1 Strip Mine, and then we have 4 Tundra, 2 Tropical Island, 3 Savannah, and a basic Plains. And then he's kind of got a half pivot sideboard. So he's got 4 Gin, 1 Titania Song, 4 Serendipity, 1 Spirit Link, 2 Drop of Honey, the hot drop.
So hot right now.
So 1 Wrath of God, 1 Disenchant, 1 Divine Offering. So what are your thoughts on this list? Yeah, again, we're not apples to apples here, Andy, but like, is this more your style? Like looking at this build, I feel like it is for me because I love Parfait Package so much, and I think it's powerful, especially with the song playing and the sideboards. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean this has a very clear plan. It
Yeah.
it has obviously the game one. The vices are kind of what you want to set up. You want to set up this lock. It seems pretty thought out. The
If Peter had a better deck photo, Andy, would it made any
Peter's
difference?
deck photo is almost representative of his deck. He just kind of threw it together, and
Yeah.
maybe if he would have spaced it out, but no. All kidding aside, a lot of utility stuff, control cards, Geddons. I love the Island Sanctuary with the Holly Mine, so you do have that option to deck your opponent as well. In addition to the Black Vice win, you do have the Icy Manipulators, which do give you some
Beef with the Tanya song, yeah.
and gives you some versatility that Relic
And
Barrier may not give you.
and
And
I think Peter, to use an alliterative phrase here, Peter might have punted. I think he could have had Island Sanctuary in his deck because Island Sanctuary, at least if you are like, obviously Neil's gonna get there faster with the Howling Mines, but having Island Sanctuary to decline draws and like, because like declining draws is great for you, right? Because like, what the hell do you care if you have them locked under land equilibrium? Um, I think that might have been a consideration, but yeah, I think you're right. I think the cohesiveness of this deck is is a little more relevant. And I don't want
Yeah,
to say
it definitely
relevant,
shows. And
prevalent.
obviously,
Yeah.
Neil put some more time. He play tested this. He
Yeah,
kind of worked out
yeah, yeah.
the edges on this deck. So
He did say by the end of his article that if he had tried one more iteration of this, they were probably gonna like kick him out of the Beasts of the Bay because
right.
they were absolute. But he said they were all soldiers play testing against this
There are
constantly.
not that many people kind of play testing or testing the fringes of a land equilibrium decks out there. But the few who do, we appreciate you, and we also appreciate even more the opponents that you play test against because
Um,
they contribute their time to
I, I, I,
perfecting
I,
the
I
misery.
this past year I was really going hard in Power Leech and building like a prison type deck, and like it got to the point where like I was asking people for games in the Sisters Discord, and they're just like anything but Power Leech.
But then they figured out that they just don't play
Yeah,
artifacts
yeah,
against
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. I got to the point where I played people like I was playing Jesus, Sia, Sisters Expat now in Peru, and like he knew how the deck worked. So like I was just trying to like cast Power Leech, turn their shit into artifacts, or tap stuff down, and then cast Artifact Possession, and then just tap them to death with it. So like he literally wouldn't put any of his artifacts in play, and I
Right.
just couldn't win.
Here's a pixie.
Yeah, yeah.
Go. I'm just gonna
Well,
attack you 10 times.
so I should have taken a beat from you, Andy, and then had sideboard gauntlets of chaos, right?
Yeah.
Here, now you got an artifact.
Here, I'll give it to you.
um,
All right.
so yeah, but hey, listen, getting 4-3 at LobsterCon with a prison list like this, very impressive, well thought out, super cool deck. Totally dig it. I did dig up a couple more of these. They're older, but I thought they'd be interesting to look at. One is from and another reason I wanted to bring these up is like this is like deep old school. Like so, one's from the Whack Whack website, which if you're like new to the game and looking for deck archetypes or whatever, they have a ton of them listed. So whether this was probably done by Gordon, I assume Gordon Anderson of like NoobCon fame. So I'll send that to you right now, Andy. Paste.
I feel like you're so ingrained in old school that you have your if anybody has their finger to the pulse of old school, you have it in terms of websites and tournament reports and
I
different resources for
I found this almost now like 5 years and change ago, dude. And
yeah.
like once I realized that like people were playing with these old cards, like and I still do it to this day. Whenever there's an event, I'll look at every goddamn deck photo, anything
We should
anyone
do
like.
a little 5 minute like news update on what's going on in old school, and
Yeah, yeah.
you can give that kind of um,
Oh,
where you kind of dig
we
into what happens and
yeah,
stuff.
we've kind of done it in the past, just kind of looking at like random events that
Right.
happened, and like I love doing that. And actually, before we got on just now, I was listening to, and by the way, we just got another shout out on this old deck by DFB and Mace. Um,
Oh,
for
I haven't even.
see?
I usually save my podcasts for my commute. So
Well, when I was outside fruitlessly trying to blow leaves back into my face, I had it on my Bluetooth headset. But
yeah,
they gave us a shout out. But they were actually talking about that kind of like the state of the format and like new stuff that's going on, and like kind of reminiscing on their car drive out to Buffalo Stampede, which we were just talking about. But yeah, I love this shit.
state of the
I
format.
absolutely love
Maybe we'll call it state of the format. State of the
state of the format. Or
state of the
whatever.
format.
We don't have to call it anything. I feel like we're going to be bad at trying to keep up with any like segments or whatever. So it's the
All
fucking
right,
bottle.
we'll noodle it. We'll
We
noodle it.
talk. Yeah, well, yeah,
All
exactly.
right. So
So
this deck here that you just sent me is
yeah. So
ooh,
this whack whack deck, and just like again, Google like whack 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 hyphen whack.
this may or
Uh,
may not be linked in the show notes.
Yeah, yeah, tons and tons of deck archetypes. Like if you just type like MTG old school deck list, like you're gonna find the Whack Whack website. There's tons on there. Again, these are old. These are like Gordon and like MG and those guys. A lot of them posted these like back in like 2016 and that kind of thing. So while it might not be updated lists, when you look at them now, you're like, okay, no, this is pretty sweet. So this pile combines Peter's Spice Prize with my Spice Prize, Mana Vortex. So this list is 4 Mana Vortex, 3 Land Equilibrium, 2 Copy Artifact, Ancestral Recall, Time Walk, Time Twister, 1 Recall, Brain Geyser, 1 Tabernacle, 2 The Abyss, 3 Howling Mine, 4 Relic Barrier, 2 Icy Manipulator, 4 Black Vice, 1 Chaos Orb, Demonic Tutor, Mind Twist, and then a mana base of all 5 Mox, Black Lotus, Soul Ring, 4 Fellwar Stone. I guess that's Fellwar Stone's like your Fallen Empire's implements of sacrifice here. Mishra's Workshop, Library of Alexandria, Strip Mine, 1, 2, 6 basic islands, 3 City of Brass, and 4 Underground Sea. What do you think about the Vortex Equilibrium?
I mean, this is more the classic
right
Land Equilibrium Mana Vortex deck that I'm used to, or at least remember seeing back in the day. And,
right.
You know, this has. I want to say it's been talked about, but it really hasn't.
That's
or if it has, it was 7 or 8 years ago.
Yeah. I that's why I wanted to dredge this one up, because I look at this list now and I'm like, I think it could be optimized a bit, but like I like where its head's at.
Probably you can shave a Relic Barrier. Probably
you love shaving a Relic Barrier.
I mean, what do you need 4 Relic Barriers and 2 Icy Manipulators for? Like, what are you tapping? How many permanents can they possibly have?
You want to tap their artifact mana down. You want to tap your Howling Mines until you get your plan set up, and then you want to continue tapping their artifact mana down. I love the Relic Barriers. I think it's fine.
I mean, before I don't even know what I'd add. I'm like looking at this. Maybe some
right.
4 Spike might be nice.
4 Spike is probably okay. You love sticking. The thing is like, with this deck, especially, so this is it, right? With this deck, you really like it. So this deck is essentially playing Mana Vortex instead of Armageddon. So when you play Mana Vortex, you're already setting yourself back because you have to sack a land when you cast Vortex, right? And then it goes back and forth. Actually, you know what this deck could use, Andy? Time Vault.
Living Plane?
Just Time Vault.
Time Vault, yeah.
Time Vault with the Vortex. I did that last year at the Fifth Hammer event.
Yeah, you can. Does that work? You can play Time Vault, untap Time Vault, give them another turn so that they
Vortex hits them again.
Yeah, Vortex hits them again. And if you have a Relic Barrier in play, you could just tap your Time Vault, untap it, so give them infinite turns. Yeah, so Time Vault definitely work here. Like you just give them all the turns and they deck themselves.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Obviously Tabby is good. Not everyone has Tabby.
Wait, has that been explored?
I tried to do that. My deck wasn't optimized, but like it was in there. I only had 1 Time Vault because I only owned 1 at the time, but now I have a full play set. So now you really got my juices going.
And you're giving them turns with negative triggers. Like Abyss works that way too. So they get another Abyss trigger during their upkeep, which is bad.
And the Tabby. So
and the Tabby.
Yeah, you get them.
So you're giving them turns with that they don't necessarily want.
And the black vice triggers. Yeah. Andy. This is actually gas.
Yeah. So that's what you want. You want Time Vaults. And then you want to give them turns, and then you win by decking. Yeah, that's a deck.
Well, I don't know. I don't even know if you win by decking. Like you
win eventually.
They can't play shit.
You win eventually by decking if you don't win any other way. Like if you don't have a Black Vice or you don't have
the deck has 4 Black Vice.
No, I'm just saying, like you don't have to have. If you have the lock in place, you don't need a Black Vice to win. You just give them. And every
Yeah,
turn for the
yeah,
rest
you
of the
just give
game.
him the yeah, lock him out with negative turns. That's I like that. Ooh, I hope Matt Cutbirth doesn't listen to this because that will be the absolutely the next thing he does.
Another card that they didn't play here is probably Transmute Artifact, which seems very useful. You're playing a lot of blue,
Yeah, the problem
um,
the problem that I found
which might be a
it
consideration. I don't know if that's right, but
yeah, playing Mana Vortex is fucking tough because it keeps you low. But like I think maybe you probably cut down some number of Mana Vortex because of the other things that you're doing. I think
yeah,
for I think
blue black is rough because you don't have you don't have any artifact removal, any good artifact removal. You don't have any
sure.
good enchantment removal. Um,
Yeah.
Obviously, this deck scoops to Tranquility or Shatterstorm, but nobody plays those cards. So anyway,
Well, that's
interesting.
that's the thing. Like, are they? I mean, I guess they can cast it off a Lotus, but like, I think that's very corner casey, and you probably give them a fist pound at that point. But you're right. Number one, those
Yeah,
cards aren't often played, and number two, it's like, are you even going to have the ability to cast them?
yeah,
Also, interestingly about this list, there is no sideboard, so they're kind of leaving that to the imagination, Andy. So you
yeah.
can do it that what you will.
Okay,
Um,
cool.
So last one, we don't want to beat everyone to death with Lady Blue, but we can't talk about old school lists without a list from the Godfather himself, Magnus de Laval. Magnus actually played this event, I want to say, in maybe 2016. So again, we're digging deep, but let me send you the image. Copy Discord, Andy, paste. So again, if you just type like MG blog land equilibrium, you'll find Magnus always does kind of like Neil exhaustive write ups on these, why he made his card choices, that kind of thing, which I love that so much. So
Yeah, so this
uh,
is similar except it adds white.
yeah. So this is similar to Gordon's list, except he's dipping into more colors, and he's got a different plan here, which I also like. So Magnus has 3 Mana Vortex, 4 Land Equilibrium, 1 Icy Manipulator, 2 The Abyss, 1 Nether Void. Love to see it. I thought you would like this one, Andy. 1 Nether Void, 1 Kismet, 1 Moat, 2 Tabernacle, Chaos Orb, Ancestral Time Walk, Time Twister, Wheel of Fortune, Armageddon, Balance, DT, Mind Twist, 4 Black Vice, 3 Disenchant, 1 Divine Offering, and then his mana is all for City of Brass, 1 Library, 1 Strip Mine. He's got 4 Fell Warstone. He's got the 4 full set of Mox, Black Lotus, Soul Ring, 4 Tundra, 3 Underground Sea, 1 Volcanic Island, 2 Scrubland, 1 Island, and he just for fun put a contract from below down at the bottom there. I don't think he was playing for Anti here, but that's funny. And then his
Yes.
sideboard is his sideboard is 3 Swords of Plowshares, 3 Fountain of Youth, which is a pretty good call. 3 Blue Elemental Blast, 1 Divine Offering, 1 Disenchant, the 3rd Tabernacle, God bless, 1 Golgothian Silex, love to see it. The Miser's Torment's Crypt, aforementioned, and 1 Hercule's Recall. Now he's going like combo route here with the draw sevens and the black vices. So he's got a couple different axes that he's working on.
Yeah, this, he foregoes the stable mana base for in order to add a significant amount of white and some red with the Wheel of Fortune. But
Yeah, I thought of all the lists, this might be your favorite based on like the toolboxy kind of aspect and just like
yeah,
like the Miser's Nether Void, the Kismet, the Moat. Like he's got a bunch of different ways to stymie you, but then also like he could just win off
yeah,
of like draw sevens with Black Vice.
yeah. He probably doesn't need the wheel. I'm wondering how worth it is to splash a red. Um, I'm always trying to smooth out the mana bases and
Yeah,
not
yeah,
get
yeah.
stuck with a dead card in my hand.
Yeah, I
but
think.
the Time Twister's probably enough.
Yeah, I mean to that end, like maybe you just play a recall, right?
Mhm.
Or just play another Geddon. Like why not?
Yeah. So it's interesting to see. Again, I'm not. I don't think a lot of people have been pursuing land equilibrium tech and refinement over the
Well,
years, but
it's one of I mean, obviously it was relevant to current events, and it's a
yeah,
cool card, and I want to brew around it, so it was kind of cool for me to see all these lists and like kind of
yeah,
trying to figure out what direction I want to go with it. But also, like if you were to buy Italian copies, they're not super expensive, so
yeah,
it's a cool. I just wanted to show there's a lot of different ways to build it, and there's probably
yeah,
a lot of unexplored ways to build it.
yeah.
Um,
And you're pretty much guaranteed to surprise your opponent once you play it at a tournament. Like what? What is that? What is that? What does that do
by,
again?
by,
Like I kind of know what
by,
that does,
by,
but
by surprise, you mean instantly piss off once they pick it up and read it.
sure, sure, sure. Yeah.
uh,
All right. I think that about does it.
yeah.
I think we covered just about everything. Again, I want to before we leave, I want to remind everybody we are hoping to get out a couple of episodes in the near future. We have
We put out a big flurry in the summer, and then we kind of trailed off again. But
real life, but
we got some
we do
stuff
have
planned.
something hopefully with Eric Martin coming up. We do have an interesting one coming up with
We're picking up
two sisters of the
ATC
flame.
an old ATC strand that got abandoned with a couple fellow Sisters of the Flame. So
So
we're
we're
really
gonna
looking
we're gonna
forward to
do
that.
that. Hopefully, we'll get our schedules and everything recorded soon. And yeah, we'll
And honestly, Andy, I don't know if we've said this yet, but like we believe it or not, we do look at listener count. We are getting up there. So if anyone has any ideas or anything they'd like to hear, or like who we should, I mean, that's why we had Nick Santini on,
yeah,
because John Lai said, get him on the show. So if
yeah,
anyone has any suggestions for us, you want to hear us make fools of ourselves talking about it, like let us know.
yeah. With that in mind, I want to thank everybody for staying with us for this entire episode. And
People love 2 hour pods,
if
Andy.
you're still listening, we're at almost 2 hours, and I want to appreciate everybody for tagging along on our journey. And hopefully,
People listen to Lanny and Mike talk about fucking Oath of Druids for fucking
hell,
3 hours.
I
So
listen to it. I don't even know what they're talking about. I'm just dying to talk, just dying to listen to some Magic content. But yeah. All right. So from the bottomless vault, my name is Andy. Jared is with me here, and we're gonna wish you adieu. See you next
we
time.
appreciate you.
Bye.